Hi, I'm Kirk Wayman, founder of Icon Coaching. Blind spots are hard. Kind of obvious why. We're blind to them. We all have them. We always have. And honestly, we always will. The goal is to be able to illuminate them when the time is right and discover what they have in them so that we can use that, so that we can find the things that are missing. Very often, the next step in our journey is actually hidden from us in our blind spot. One of the central values of working with a icon coach is our ability to help illuminate and help you imagine what's going on inside of the things you haven't seen yet. Blind spots form for a couple of reasons. One of them is sometimes we are protecting ourselves from something. We've actually put an answer to a question or a solution to a problem into a blind spot because we're not ready for it yet. It's not time. And when the time comes, we need to walk into that dark place and illuminate it so that we can see a solution. The other reason is we just haven't imagined something yet. We don't know that something is possible that actually is. William James, who was a psychologist and philosopher who worked in the late 1800s, kind of introduced us to this idea for the first time, or at least I understand it first from him. And it's simply this, that if you can't build a picture of something in your mind, a picture of a future, a picture of a way of being in the world, if you can't see it in your mind, if you can't imagine it, you can't do it. We can only do the things that we can imagine. That's why imagination is so profoundly important. Very often, a blind spot is nothing more than a lack of imagination. Something feels impossible because we've never done it before. It is the unknown, and it's unknown to us. Therefore, blind spot. The way this shows up is people come into our offices. They come in for coaching, and they often start by asking how questions. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I start a business? How do I become a better leader? How do I grow revenue? And how questions are valid. They're super important. There's all kinds of things that we need to know how to do, but we never start with how questions. You see, when a how question is asked early in a process, it has this embedded fear motive. It's something like, hey, I'm feel like I need to walk into the unknown and do something I've never done before. And I'm scared by that. And that's okay. But if you could tell me how to do it, and then there's a little asterisk clause. It's not spoken, but it's embedded. If you could tell me how to do it and guarantee the results, then I would be willing to have all the courage necessary to go do it. You see, but if someone can guarantee the results, it de-risks it. You don't need courage anymore. And it turns out entering the unknown always requires courage. And there are no guaranteed results. And it is a bit scary. So, how questions, when asked early, are often fear questions. And that's not where we start. We start with a whole nother set of questions, a whole nother set of things that are designed to help us understand where you are in your journey and where your blind spot is so that we can help build an imagination. Because when we do that, and when you can understand how motive works and what's actually driving you and why you would even cross into the unknown, uh, it's as if how becomes inevitable. And all of those how questions are all of a sudden things that you're willing to engage with courage. We like to think of how questions kind of like the sixth person on a championship basketball team. On a championship basketball team, that sixth person, they never start, but they're very important. They get a lot of playing minutes. They're going to have an impact on the game. They score points. We often know who they are. They're a vital and critical part of that team, but they never, ever start. Now, what's true is on a mediocre team, they could probably be a starter. But if they want to win championships, they've got to ride the bench for a little while. That's how we at Icon Coaching approach the work. We are first going to find better questions for you to ask, questions that will illuminate your imaginations, questions that are going to help you understand where you are, what you actually want, and what you're made of. Who are you and what are you all about? We believe that if we can triangulate those kinds of questions, if we start there, how will emerge. We like to say the solutions you're looking for are in your blind spot. not on YouTube. But as you learn how to see them, you'll see them everywhere, including YouTube. If that sounds like a journey that you would like to go on, all you have to do is click that Get Started button. It's the next step for you. And we'll schedule a free consultation with one of our coaches. They'll walk you through kind of how it works and explain our process in more detail. But if you're ready to take that next step, I want you to know that it's work worth doing, and we'd love to do it together.